Fair fights are a myth that gets you killed. So today, you learn the 9 mechanical cheats that shut down a bigger attacker instantly. These are not sports techniques. They are biological off switches designed to bypass muscle density and terminate aggression immediately. We begin with the carotid sinus overload. You locate this target on the side of the neck, roughly 3 inches below the ear where the pulse is visible. A sharp, percussive strike here with the ridge of the hand or a reinforced forearm disrupts the blood flow to the brain. The vagus nerve detects the sudden pressure spike and signals the heart to slow down drastically. The blood pressure drops, he passes out before he hits the floor. This is a physiological reboot that requires zero strength to execute. Immediately following this disruption, you target the brachial plexus origin. This nerve cluster sits deep in the hollow of the neck, just above the clavicle. You drive your thumb or a knuckle into this cavity with downward force. The nerves here control the entire arm and shoulder assembly. Compressing them sends an electric shock wave down the limb. The arm goes numb. The shoulder collapses. His ability to grapple or strike with that side is instantly nullified. This creates an opening for the solar plexus disruption. Located just below the sternum, this is the center of the diaphragm's operation. A driving punch or knee strike here forces the diaphragm to spasm uncontrollably. The lungs cannot expand. Oxygen supply cuts off. Panic sets in as the body focuses entirely on the desperate need to breathe. The fight leaves him because his biology demands oxygen more than violence. While he gasps, you move to the femoral nerve crush. This target lies on the inner thigh, midway between the hip and knee. A hard shin kick or knee drive into this point compresses the nerve against the femur bone. The leg buckles immediately. The signals required to stand are interrupted. He drops to a knee, losing mobility and height advantage. This structural failure exposes the floating ribs. These are the lowest ribs on the rib cage, unconnected to the sternum. A hook punch or round kick here does not need to break bone to be effective. The impact shocks the liver on the right side or the spleen on the left. The pain is visceral and sickening. The body involuntarily curls around the injury to protect the organs. His guard drops. His posture breaks. You capitalize on this with the radial nerve stun. This runs along the top of the forearm. When he reaches out to grab or strike, you strike down on his forearm with a hammer fist. The radial nerve is exposed against the bone here. The impact causes the hand to spring open involuntarily. His grip fails. The weapon or jersey he is holding falls. This disarm is mechanical, not dependent on prying his fingers apart. From the arm, you transition to the ocular nerve shock. You utilize a palm heel strike directly to the eye socket. The goal is not just impact, but fluid displacement. The shock travels through the eye fluid to the brainstem. The vision blurs or blacks out. The orientation reflex fails. He loses his sense of up and down. He cannot fight what he cannot see. This sensory overload leads directly to the mandibular angle press. You find the sensitive point just behind the jawbone, below the earlobe. Pressing inward and forward here with a thumb or knuckle activates the hypoglossal nerve. The pain is intense and localized. The head turns away from the pressure automatically. You control the head. You control the body. His spine twists. His balance is compromised. He is forced to move where you dictate. If the situation demands lethal force, the tracheotomy is the final option. The target is the windpipe, exposed at the front of the throat. A gripping crush or a direct strike collapses the cartilage rings. The airway is obstructed. Breathing becomes impossible. This is not a submission hold. It is a termination of the threat. The body enters immediate survival mode, abandoning all offense to claw at the throat. While he struggles for air, you target the perineal nerve. This runs along the outside of the leg, just below the knee. A low kick here deadens the lower leg. The foot drags. He cannot use weight to throw a punch. He is immobilized. The fight is effectively over because he cannot chase, and he cannot generate power. Following the leg disruption, you attack the suprasternal notch. This is the soft hollow at the base of the throat where the collarbones meet. A downward drive with a finger or thumb forces a gag reflex. The coughing is uncontrollable. The eyes water. The focus is shattered. He retreats instinctively to protect his airway. This retreat opens up the groin plexus, a snap kick or knee lift into the pubic bone shockwaves through the sensitive nerve endings. The reaction is primitive and overriding. The hips fold. The knees come together. He drops to the fetal position. This is biology overriding willpower. Every man falls to this. While he is doubled over, you access the occipital nerve cluster. This is located at the base of the skull. A forearm smash or elbow strike to the back of the neck causes a concussive effect. The brain bounces against the skull. Motor control is lost. The legs turn to jelly. He collapses under his own weight. This is the off switch for the central nervous system.
I'm going to kick him in the calf.
Do not admire the work.
And it works a couple times. And then the guy's like...
Next is the infraorbital nerve pressure. This point is located right under the nose, above the upper lip. Upward pressure here with the ridge of the hand or base of the palm forces the head back.
Significant kinetic energy
the neck hyperextends. The spine locks out. He loses his balance backward. He cannot look down to defend his torso. This opens the xiphoid process. This is the small bone at the bottom of the sternum. A precise strike here can break the bone and drive it inward. The pain is sharp and terrifying. It creates a localized internal trauma that halts all forward momentum. The attacker freezes. You maintain the offensive with a strike to the temple. The temporal bone is thin.
Своим плечом, да тебе просто вот так в головку дадут плеча, и плечо твое нафиг отлетит, как ненужная часть твоего тела. Также и с этой стороны можно.
He stumbles sideways. His coordination vanishes. He swings at phantom targets. You finish with the Achilles tendon stomp. If he is face down or turned away, you stomp the back of his heel. The tendon may rupture or simply suffer immense trauma. The calf muscle rolls up the leg. He cannot push off to stand or lunge. He is anchored to the ground. He is no longer a threat. These mechanics rely on anatomical facts, not hope. You are exploiting design flaws in the human body. Speed and precision replace brute strength.
You want to take out
hit the target. You get the reaction. No negotiation, no hesitation. Training ends here. Survival begins
The hypoglossal
now.
nerve is compressed against
Stay
the
sharp.
styloid process of the skull.